Joplin Collectors Con. We've got a great treat for you today. So our next guest is a powerhouse of imagination and artistry. An animator whose work brings characters to life frame by frame with style, humor, and heart. He's the kind of creator who can take a blank canvas and turn it into a world you never want to leave. From crafting expressive characters to building stories that leap off the screen, his passion for animation shines through in every project. You can see his work in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Peanuts movie, Ferdinand, Spies in Disguise, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now get ready to dive behind the scenes of the creative process, hear about his journey, and maybe even pick up some tips for your own art along the way. So please give a huge welcome to Tyler Kakac.
Yeah, thank you.
How'd I do on the last name?
Correct.
Wonderful,
Perfect.
wonderful. Yeah, give it a run. Come on. I mean, if they can't clap for you, I mean, come on.
A lap, it's a left.
So I know a lot of people are excited to talk Spider-Man, but I want to talk about what led the young Tyler to becoming an artist and animator. I mean, what took you down this path?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been drawing since I could hold a crayon. Just always enjoyed it. Whether I'm copying like cartoons I loved or animated movies I loved, or drawing imagination stuff. I did it all the time. You can ask my family. And then it was while watching one of the animated films growing up, I realized the names at the ends were jobs. It clicked for me one day, and I was like, "That's somebody makes these," and it kind of ignited this like massive curiosity of I want to do that one day, whatever that is, right? And it wasn't realistic because for a long time, it still felt like wizards in a far-off land did it. Like there was no context of what that would take. But as I got to like high school age or college age, I couldn't shake. Like I had to do it. I had to figure it out. So just started looking at animation colleges, art colleges, just started to take it seriously and go chase it for real. But yeah.
So from drawing as a youngster to art colleges, what do you think? What led to that breakthrough and getting into films that we all know and love?
A lot of work. A lot of work. No, I graduated college and naively I sent my student demo reel to Pixar, being like, I'm gonna get a job. But no, they didn't contact me back for sure. So it took some humility to just keep working on my stuff, and graduated college with a demo reel, which was just shots that I would make, animated shots, and you would send that out to companies, and hoping they'd call you back, wanting to get an interview. And so I started with the big guys, and then little by little would just have to all right, keep working on my craft. It wasn't where I was currently at was not getting me the jobs I hoped for. So keep working. Even though I was out of school, I was not done continuing to study and learn animation and create newer, hopefully better assets that would get me a final phone call or an email back, right? So then I was in Nashville at the time, and there was a company there that I had heard about, and I just was like, hey, I'm here, and would you guys, an animation studio. I was like, I'd love to come by and just get a tour and see what you guys do, and just through that process, I'm looking for work, and they're like, well, we're doing internships. I'm like, yeah, let's go, let's get my foot in the door. And so that my first job officially in animation was a little studio in Nashville, and I did that for a little under a year. But still, that was a great experience. I got my foot in the door and started learning about working on a production, and deadlines, and working with other people. That was kind of the first intro to it, and then just kept going from there.
hearing your story, a phrase that I love just resonated, and it's defining the word luck, is where preparation meets opportunity. And it sounds like you continue constantly prepare and be ready for the opportunity, but also work to find that opportunity. So you were prepared when opportunity showed up.
Very profound way to say it. As a college graduate, I wouldn't have said it so well, but yeah. Sure.
Well,
It was a lot of like late nights, like staying up and working really hard, but yes.
We will give credit to the great voice artist, Ross, for that.
Oh yeah,
He shared that with me. I was like, oh, that's so good. I mean,
For sure.
Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. I mean, opportunity can pass by every day, and if you're not prepared, it's not going to happen. So you took care of the prepared part in school, drawing as a young person, and then when opportunity, and opportunity just doesn't happen. You've got to be out there looking for it. I mean, and getting your name out. It sounds like that.
Yeah.
So let's go over to the creative process a little bit. Help someone who's as a youngster, you saw the name of the movie, right? What exactly does an animator do?
Sure. So an animator essentially brings the character to life.
They haven't called my name yet, I don't know why. So anyways.
If they do, go get your prize. Something maybe, I will wait here.
So an animator, I mean, you're talking about what exactly an animator does.
Right. So, we bring the characters to life, which that just simply means like, we'll get storyboard artists, we'll work with the director and the story artist to come up with like what they call an animatic of the movie. Like it's the story in like broad brushstrokes, broken down, and so we can, as animators, we'll get cast shots in the movie. And so we'll work with the director, we'll work with our lead anim leads, anim soups, and they'll tell us what the characters need to do, whether it's one shot or a couple shots. Like, this is the intention of the shot in the movie. Here's what we need, or TV show. This is the reason this shot exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the emotional beats we need to hit, or it's like a fight sequence. Here's the kind of choreography we need to do. Mm-hmm. And then it'll be on us to then kind of go back and to our desks and whatever process helps us kind of solve some of those creative choices, whether we shoot reference or we sketch it out or do a 2D sketch pass, whatever, thumbnail it out, whatever helps us kind of see it in our own minds. We'll take that and then we'll show that to our leadership or our director, and they'll say, yeah, that looks great, move ahead with that vision, or they'll give us little notes like, tweak this isn't quite right. But that will happen. It's very collaborative throughout the whole shot. Is you'll collaborate with your anim soups and the director to make sure you're aiming that shot and those characters where they need to for the story. And so as far as like actual animation goes, then we're going back and we're doing, like, if the character needs to lift the arm, like we're making the arm come up. If they need to like wave, if they're blinking, talking, doing a backflip, anything as simple as just walking through a scene to like a full-on action fight sequence, any movement involved at all, like that's what animators are doing. Like, they're bringing them to life.
There's a couple things that resonate with me. You said you get the beats from the storyboard from the I'm assuming your director, your art director, the beats of the scene and what's needed in that scene. So it feels like to me you're a little bit of an actor, but only instead of using your physical body, you're using your creative mind and your brushstrokes.
Oh, for sure.
To deliver the performance of an individual character. So you specifically focus on characters, right? No background, things like that. As an animator,
I mean, if there's characters in the background, yeah. But no, anything moving. So, I appreciate pointing that out. Like, even a car driving through the scene. Like, if it's moving, we're animating it. There may not.
Okay.
Whether we see the back of the car, so we don't see a human at all, we're still animating the car.
So everything. I mean, there's all kinds of characters.
Yeah.
Not just a person character.
For sure.
A vehicle character. If a building's falling, that's a character sense.
That in CG animation, that would be, well, even in 2D, that would be an effects artist. But yes, for sure.
So that's a different trade.
Yeah.
Different craft.
Yeah. A part of my trade for sure. But yes, no, we would not handle a building falling.
Okay.
unless there was a really specific thing, because I can even think in Across the Spider-Verse, there was a shot of buildings needing to do something very specific, and they did actually 2D animate that, and then the effects kind of went back over and did some really cool stuff with it. It's when Spot is like breaking apart the building with his fists and like kind of crumbles, like they actually did draw that. And back in the 2D, because I mainly do CG animation,
Okay.
but I mean I grew up on the original hand-drawn animation era. Those would have all been hand-drawn. Like the level of effects has definitely evolved over time, but like back in those days, the effects artists were drawing, you know, rubble and fire and water. All those effects were still hand-drawn elements, which are incredible. But I have not done that in my job.
So no buildings yet, no buildings yet.
Yeah.
So how many characters are you working on at a given time in a film or like say maybe even a TV series?
Me personally?
Is each artist assigned? Do you have more than one, or do you stick to one?
Yeah, I mean the whole team divides responsibility. So like I could have a shot with one character, but then when that's done, I could get a shot with, like 10 characters. So it really is, it varies. I mean, there's no one answer to that. Like it just really depends
on the workload
Yeah.
and the amount of scenes that you got to get
Right,
through.
and then if I wrap up on a scene and I'm now available, what workload is currently in it, kind of a thing.
Do you? So let's say you're working on a character, and then a week later, a month later, someone else picks that character up because the workload's changed. Does their style change? I mean, how do they know?
Oh no, I mean, again, back to it's very collaborative. We have character style guides. We usually have
Okay.
character leads. So like, say I get a shot with, you know, Spider-Punk. There's a Spider-Punk character lead. So I can go to that animator who kind of supervises the feel and look and say like, these are kind of the rules. So it's not really rules in like how we act, but like, it's more like keep these things in mind as you shape your performance. So we have that kind of stuff to help us all collaborate and stay on target. Other things we'll do is like, say I have a couple shots and then there's a couple animators on the other side of me. And so we call those hookups. Like that animator has to hook up to my scene and then I have to hook up to theirs to make everything feel consistent. And so it's just kind of on us as a professional, just part of the job to go check in with that animator if they started ahead of you, or if you started all at the same time, that we're constantly checking in with each other to make sure, hey, the director just gave me a new acting beat, now the end of my shot is different, that's gonna affect you, I just wanted to tell you, like, that's just standard, normal etiquette.
So I'm now mad. He's now mad at the end of this. So you need to give him a snarled lip or something going forward.
He was exiting stage right, now it's stage left. I'm like, oh, okay. So, you know, hopefully not big notes come, but sometimes they do, and you just, you know, again, very collaborative. You work with people all the time, constantly, to just, you know, get that vision up on screen.
I imagine that's got to be a wonderful environment to work in. I mean, there's nothing like creating, but when you create with others, it takes on a whole nother life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite parts of the job.
I'm totally jealous of that. I love collaboration. So you guys, I don't want to hog on the questions. Do you have any questions that you got in your minds right now that you want to ask before? Okay. I love the Spider-Punk, by the way. Love the Spider-Punk. And I bet you've seen Across the Spider-Verse.
I mean, that's actually what inspired this. I saw it like 3 months ago.
Really? 3 months ago?
Yep.
Nice. You've been hard at work now.
Always.
It's a great cosplay. It's a great cosplay. Well, you're in the right place. So thinking about Across the Spider-Verse. Let's just stop on that for a bit. It definitely has a unique style to it. I mean, that went over from the first. So this is the second film. The first was Into the Spider-Verse. This is Across the Spider-Verse. I've seen Into. I haven't seen Across yet, so I need to go watch Across now. I actually did not. There's so much content out there. I did not realize there were two.
Yeah. I'm biased, but I still think you should see it.
Okay, I'm going to now. I have to. It's probably the first thing I'll do when I get home at this point.
Nice.
So what I'm curious of, I mean, that was a unique style of animation, and I loved it. How did it feel? I mean, because that inspired, not only just other animated movies, but even like live action movies. I mean, how did that feel, and how do you see that inspiring other animators, filmmakers, and creators?
For sure.
You're seeing that in other places.
Yeah, there's definitely been a animation trend post even the first movie of, similar styles or people trying to take that and even like push it further. That definitely is And to me, I love it. As an animator, like, I want to see more art and animation continue to push each other to be awesome and awesome. But as far as getting on the project and like, as an animator and creative, like I was just like pinching myself. Like it was not intimidating. Intimidating in the sense of like I wanted to honor the first movie and what people loved about the characters and like what I love about the characters. But as far as like the creative side of it, I was just like, more please. Like I just want to keep, like I was just excited to be a part of it. It wasn't, I mean, honestly, like from an animation on my side of it, it wasn't too different from what we did on Peanuts, to be honest. Very stop motion-y. It wasn't stop motion, but it was on twos or like kind of pushed, exaggerated timing and spacing. So like, it's not, I can't like say Peanuts trained me for Spider-Verse, but it was very fun to hop back into thinking about animating on 2s and 3s and 4s, which, to break it down a little bit, in standard animated film, even TV, but it can vary. There's 24 frames of animation, 1 second.
24 frames per second, okay.
So on Spider-Verse and Peanuts, you know, again, it would vary. You know, Hobie, Spider-Punk, he had a whole different timing system, just which is amazing. But but like for the most part, we animated on 2s, and what that means is instead of 24 drawings, there was 12 drawings per second. So that's why it had a little stutter effect, because it would hold for 2 frames before it hit the next one. And so when I say animate on 3s, it hold for 3 frames before going to the next one.
So the frame rate shifts by character.
Right, there's still 24, it's still 1 second is still 1 second of time, but how many poses, there's less in that same amount of time. So that's why it has that little comic book feel per se. I mean, but yeah.
That's remarkable. I mean, I knew they changed the frame rate at different times, but I didn't know they had signature frame rates for each character.
Hobie was the only one.
Hobie was the only one. And this is Hobie?
Yeah, Hobie Brown is like, you know, like Peter Parker is Spider-Man, so Hobie Brown is Spider-Punk. That's his like.
Learned something today, didn't you? Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
It's in the movie. It's in the movie. It's in the movie.
Well, I must be the only one, but
and I don't remember exactly what it all is, but it's online. There's different animation articles about his timing, but like the guitar was on 4s, his vest was on 3s, he would be on 2s, like all just had different. It was cool.
Okay.
He was neat. He was fun.
you got the animation?
I had a couple shots with him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So who has been your favorite character to animate? I mean, across everything.
Everything?
Everything.
I mean, I don't know.
You know,
a lot of them.
A lot.
It's hard to pick one.
It's like which
Spider-Verse is sticking out a lot because I am a like comic book Spider-Man fan. So there's just a lot of like nostalgia to all of that. Which that movie, Gwen, Miguel, Miles. Anytime I had a shot with them, it was just awesome. But I mean, I didn't have a shot I didn't like, so it was great. I got to animate some web slinger. He was only in the movie a little bit, but he's the cowboy Spider-Man. So that was just fun. But across everything, I mean, working on Charlie Brown was great because he's so iconic. You know, being a part of that for a little bit. I mean, this is something I did recently. I'm currently working on Fortnite, and I got to work on some Superman, which, you know, in the history of Superman, I'm like 0.01% a part of the history of Superman, but now I can say I've worked on Superman, which is fun.
And then this a new Fortnite movie coming out?
A video game.
Okay, so actually in the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So Superman in Fortnite. Who isn't in Fortnite at this point? I mean, is everyone?
He's in Fortnite.
Yes.
I mean, you get to play him in Fortnite.
Spider-Punk is in Fortnite.
And is that who you choose all the time, or?
So if I played it, I probably would invest in the V-Bucks by him, yeah.
Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. So, you know, thinking of animation, I mean, I'm assuming animators have kind of a style. You know, can you tell yours from someone else's, and what is your style?
Oh, for sure. Well, I don't know. For sure, if people are left to their own, like say you're not working in a collaborative environment to make one idea come up on screen, for sure there are definitely people, just as there's different comic book artists, you can tell their styles apart, or painters, or for sure there are people in their own unique ways that would definitely make different decisions if it wasn't produce, you know, a different one unifying vision. But mine, I don't know, I like what I like to animate, I guess I can answer it that way.
Absolutely.
I like to animate a lot of action, like anything with like a lot of choreography. And it could
Oh.
even be like slapstick comedy, like good timing, like funny stuff like that I like to do. Like I love Looney Tunes. I
Oh,
enjoy
gosh,
that
who
stuff.
doesn't love Looney
Yeah,
Tunes?
that stuff is really fun to watch.
Were you a Woody Woodpecker fan?
Yeah, I mean,
Chili Willy?
it's so good. But like, I mean, I enjoy Buster Keaton.
Okay.
You know who that is? Back
Yeah.
in the Charlie Chaplin days,
Yeah,
Buster
yeah.
Keaton. So that's just
So
like
physical comedy.
physical comedy, right? And I remember at college being introduced to Buster Keaton because of a class we're talking about,
Mhm.
like animators. You're bringing the physical actions to life, right? And so silent films, there's no talking. So
Mm.
portraying these things through just body only and action only, you know, we study Buster Keaton, and like now he's amazing. I love him. I mean, Charlie Chaplin's great too, but I really enjoyed the humor of Keaton, the timing of Keaton. But yeah, so I enjoy animating that stuff, and I really enjoy whenever there's like a really, I don't know the best way to phrase it, like a really solid moment where like that is that character. Like those are really fun to get your hands on. Just like that feels like Gwen. That feels like Ferdinand. Like that's really like special. You know, it's a really cool thing to be a part of. Like in Ferdinand, I got a really fun shot where he's the little bull jumping through the field and then he jumps over the camera and lands big. That was a really fun shot to animate because I'm like, that's Ferdinand. You know, like, that was really cool. The whole time chasing the butterfly and everything.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was,
I know the scene you're talking about
yeah,
now.
that was a really fun shot.
Yeah.
Just to get, you know, a
How
part
cool
of
is
that.
that?
Yeah.
How cool is that? I mean, it must be very, exhilarating to see it on the screen. You know, it's like, you know.
Oh, it's nerve wracking, but it's fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because you know way too much inside baseball about it. Like, and not even your shot. Like, you know, you're like, that's Derek's shot. That's, you know, Jonah's shot. That's Tim's shot. And you're like, but like they do awesome. Like you're cheering for your fellow animators. But like you're so just like, oh my gosh, their shots are so good. And then there's my shot. But like you do that, right?
You're always your worst critic.
Right.
You're always your worst critic. You know,
Right.
I mean, I hate seeing myself on screen, but you know what? I love doing it. So
Right.
forget it.
I had great mentors though. That's like, hey, if it got approved,
Yeah.
then it's great.
Yeah, it's
It
there-
wouldn't
it's
have
there
been
for a
approved.
reason.
Yeah, if it wouldn't have been approved, then you know. But it's in the movie. You
It's
did
there
great.
for a reason.
So, but like you know, it took a while to learn that lesson, and you know, you still hope that you honor the character and your shot honors the character. You know.
How much time do you spend studying movement as an animator?
All the time. Every time I get a new shot. Yeah. If it's something I've never animated before, like, you know, I remember like on Over the Moon, I got a shot with Fei Fei, which she's a 13-year-old girl, and at the time, like, I even had like an injured leg, so like I didn't even have like great mobility. And I remember like I was shooting reference for it, and I was like, this just does not feel right. Like even before I even showed my suit, I was like, this just does not feel right. And so I went to my soup and I go, who on the team has been shooting, like who do the directors really like for Fei Fei? Like who shoots the best reference, who do they like? And so they, again, collaborating, right? And so there's like, they really like these people. And so I just went to one of these, you know, fellow animators. I'm like, hey, I have a shot with Fei Fei and I'm just not hitting the beats right. And so I'm like, would you mind helping me shoot some reference? And they're like, absolutely. And so they totally did. It felt way more realistic, way more believable. But like every new shot, I have to study something I didn't know before, right? Because sure, I have a library of, you know, other artists or animators or creators or movie stars or performances that like I bookmark as like that is one of my favorites. But like, you know, since I had never animated Superman before, sure, I know who that character is, but I'm like, all right, now I have to think, what do I want to do? How do I want to get that across? And, you know, they also want me to do these certain things. So it will be constant until I retire. Like I will always have to.
It is acting. I mean, it is
Yeah.
acting. I mean, because you are trying to figure out how to convey motion, you know, through images, though, versus your body.
Yeah.
But the same thoughts are going through the head. It seems like to me, at least.
Yeah,
The similarities, I think are just great.
for sure.
So, you know, what would you say your favorite part of the process is? I mean, do you only animate, or do you get to get other processes? I mean, have you storyboarded? Have you done character design?
Yeah. I mean, yes, I've got to do a little bit, touch a little different areas as well as animate in my career, and I love it all. As far as like I've got to storyboard, do character design like you talked about. I've got to do some effects animation, and a big part of me is I love to like just solve problems. So if it's something I don't know, kind of going back to the previous question, like something I don't know, then I get to go learn about it, study it, get to know more about it, and like solve this problem we're having. Whether it's easier to solve it to like drawing it, or taking reference, or looking at a movie or an actor that did a really good job. But yeah, no, I enjoy all of it. Got to do a couple different things. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's anything with that is really fun. Yeah, drawing. Just now I get to
Drawing and telling stories.
Yeah.
And it's got to be exhilarating to be a part of that story. Did working on back to Across the Spider-Verse, did working on that film, did that change your storytelling or your animation in any way? I mean, what did you glean from that and then carried on?
Yeah, storytelling. No, for sure. Storytelling. I learned a lot about. I mean, they were meticulous about every shot. I mean, most of the projects are like this, but like it just stands out how meticulous they were about the intention of every shot. Like, and they made sure everybody knew like this is why we're doing it. This is why it's here. And so like what I learned a lot from that was just like asking questions ahead of time, like say I get a new shot, do whatever, I'm like, why is this here? Like understanding the why a lot more. And it's not like there weren't other projects that had that, but like they were so good at just making sure, like how they edited the movie was just like that shot. It wasn't even about pacing. They weren't like it's too slow, it slows it down, it's whatever. It's just like that distracts from the purpose of the story beat or this character feeling or whatever. So let's change it or cut it or whatever to make it either support that thing better, and if support that thing better means take it out. Like they were just so good at that.
It sounds like story was truly king in that production. I mean, I've talked to some, is it limited cell or limited frame animation, where it's basically quick for TV type, and where it's like, good enough to move on, right? Whereas here, it's like, it needs to be perfect for the story that we're telling.
They were very, I mean, hard to say perfect, but I know what you mean. Yeah, for sure. I mean, even on Over the Moon, they were sold out on just like the heart. Like they made sure we knew like the emotional. They kind of let the animators have a little bit more broad kind of personality. Like they add their own little stuff, but they're like, but the emotional beat has to be here. And like we'll just completely sculpt everything around those emotional beats. And that was really cool because it simplified a lot too. Because sometimes, especially in physical comedy, go bigger, exaggerate more. But this one was more like there will be times to do that if it supports the emotional beat. But if it's distracting, just simplify it down. And so we on that one, Spider-Verse is obviously a bit more action heavy, a bit more broad. There's definitely some somber moments and like slower moments, but like Over the Moon was very, very like simple as king, like simple. It doesn't take a lot to portray like one emotion, and if it's taking away from that one emotion, then it's distracting. So it was very cool to see that too. That you don't have to like overact, overperform like you can. If the feeling's there, then like leave it alone. We feel it, so it's good. So that was really cool.
I love how collaborative it all is. I can't get past that. I mean, how do you think the leaders? You said your suit or super.
Yeah.
How do they foster that environment of psychological safety where you'll feel safe going to a fellow animator? It's like I don't To me, in other places, it would feel like weakness, right? But how do you feel safe enough to go do that? How do they foster that environment where it ultimately makes a wonderful product? But what are they doing to foster that, or what are you seeing?
I mean, goodness, that's a great question. Because like it just happens. But so I want to give you a better answer than just or a more clear
there'd be somewhere in the leadership that's got to be, and I think maybe it's just artistic, creative people that's just how they are.
Definitely a level to that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth to that. I mean, they will. The Anim soups. I mean, the best ones I've had have like always been just like the mentality of like there to make your work better. There to like we're just here if you need anything. Like not micromanaging, not whatever. And so that just encourages like I want to go and talk to them. Even if like there's a note in your shot that like I just can't see it, I'm not hitting it. I hear what they're saying, but like, what am I missing? Like, they're there for that as well.
Yeah.
And as well as your fellow animators, like it's really great to always be checking your work against other people because you could stare at your shot for weeks and be like, I'm blind. I don't know what I'm not seeing. And like one person comes over and you're just like, hey, what am I missing? And like, just move that over there. And you're like, oh my gosh. It happens all the time. So they're big, they're just champions. They're champions of the team. Everybody just wants the best product up on screen. So like the culture is just already supporting this like, let's do the best we can together, right?
So it sounds like they truly value the story and also truly value the
They
individual
also understand
in
the
there.
job is hard. Like
Yeah.
animation is hard. It's really hard work. So they know like there are days where you're just gonna be a little more burned out than another. Creatively, like the note takes you longer than it would if you were well rested or whatever it is. Like they're also, they're there to go like, yeah, your job is hard. This is difficult. It takes time. But like, you don't have to solve it alone. Like let's figure out like a game plan.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that as a family. I love that. Any other questions from everyone in the back? The gentleman with the hat.
This guy. Favorite element from Avatar to animate?
Ooh.
Okay. So I have a different answer if that's okay.
That's fine.
Because what I animated was fun. Like I enjoyed it and it was really great to be a part of that project. But like my favorite thing, a part of that project was, and I apologize if I don't get the facts completely right here, or the details completely right. So most of the episodic work for Korra, and this is where I caveat, hopefully I'm right here, it was done in, I think a South Korean studio, I think.
Yeah.
I think. Again, apologies if that is wrong. But what I enjoyed about that is we got to see their timing charts.
Oh,
So
okay.
essentially like how they're going to block out a scene and animate, all charted out on like essentially like an Excel document. I mean, it's more, animation-wise, it's a little bit more different than that, but just trying to break it down simply. So like you could see on this frame, this is what they're planning to do. So there's no drawing at all. It's just their actual planning out, frame by frame, what they're gonna do, whatever. And that was just really cool to see how they think and produce their work. And like, cause I could completely time out my stuff based off following their sheet without seeing their drawings. Cause I just knew on this frame what was happening and where.
That's pretty cool.
That was just from like a animation nerd perspective. I'm like, this feels like secret language. Like I feel like I'm breaking code here. Like, but it was just really neat. But like what I got to animate that I enjoyed, like there was a big mech fight in a forest in season 2. And so we got to be a big part of that whole fight sequence and the mechs and whatever. So that was cool. That was very, very neat. And then, we're animating, every project is like this, but specifically in Korra, we hand off our animated elements and visually it's pretty, like the animation's approved and good, but like visually, where we leave it off to what ends up on the final screen is vastly different. So it was awesome to see it, like the final edit,
Yeah.
colored effects, sound, sound effects, like everything there is like, wow.
So
'Cause
much
we don't-
more gets layered into it.
It's
By the time you
the
see
music,
it,
all
yeah.
that stuff come together, you're just like, that's so cool.
It's gotta be.
Because we make
So
them
hard.
look heavy and hit the ground, but like there's no dust yet. There's no like sound
Yeah,
effect
yeah.
of like metal crunching, and so like you're just like, wow, that looks cooler than I made it. Like because
There's
there's
a whole
everything
separate
together.
team putting the dust in.
Yeah.
With the bubbles and the
My
water.
camera didn't shake, but they added that later. I'm like, that's cool detail. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. How
That's-
cool is that?
Yeah.
Any others? All right, because I don't want to keep it too much longer, but just quick lightning round.
Okay.
Just 2D or 3D?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. It could cost me work. No, I'm just kidding. I love both. So,
Okay, that's a good
no,
answer.
I'll answer. I know it's not lighting. I'll be as fast as I can.
Okay.
I still hope in my career I get to be a part of a 2D animated project because that's what I originally fell in love with, and like I still draw now. So I hope I can be a part of something 2D animated. I've just been a part of a lot of CG animated projects, and I still enjoy that. So it's like I hope to be on 2D, but like I don't know. There's just some magic in 2D.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hand drawn or digital?
It's not the same thing. It's the same thing.
You can hand draw on digital, right?
Well, I just mean like 2D is hand drawn.
Paper or?
Oh, I will always be a fan of. I mean, I do digital stuff now, but I will always be a fan of just opening the sketchbook, feeling the paper, and get ink on your hands. I have ink on my hands now. Always be a fan of that.
We need to keep that around.
Yeah.
I feel like we do. We need to keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it. All right, Pixar or Studio Ghibli?
Okay.
Is that one?
Well, no, I'm gonna say Pixar,
Oh, okay.
but I don't dislike Ghibli.
Okay.
Just I don't have as much nostalgia for Ghibli. So that's really just reaching back into childhood there, but like I have nothing bad to say about Ghibli.
So what's your favorite cartoon that you love to watch? Favorite Saturday morning cartoon?
Anime-
When you got up in the
we'll go
morning.
back
what-
childhood or
yeah,
now?
Let's go childhood. When you got up in the morning, what
I was
it?
watching a lot of SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Okay. Lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Yeah, yeah.
Just got
Yeah.
Villains or heroes? Who's more fun?
Oh gosh, I enjoyed the villains.
Ooh, okay.
I will say heroes are really fun to talk about after, but when you're working on a villain, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
All right, and then last one. Who's your dream celebrity voice actor to animate for? If you could pick someone, dead or alive, who would you grab?
Oh man.
If I could animate, I know who mine would be.
Tell me.
Mine would be Robin Williams.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Mine would be Robin Williams.
That's a really good one. I
I
won't
think-
steal it, but man, that's a really good one.
And alive, Alan Tyler. From what
And
hasn't
he can do whatever. Yeah.
What hasn't he done?
Yeah. Goodness. That's hard. That's really hard because.
Well, it's one to think on. So now you got to go. So I mean, you have your own studio? You're going to be making. You have animated shorts out there. I mean, that people can go watch and see. Are you going to?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
When you get spare time, right? There is no such thing as
Sure,
spare time. is
yeah.
there?
I'm not opposed to making shorts and doing that. It's spare time.
Yeah, when and if it happens. So, where can everyone find and follow? I mean, what you got going on? Your con appearances and all that.
I mean, I do this one. Yeah.
Nice. Are you on social media or anywhere?
Nope.
Okay, all right. So be sure and come back next year. Tyler Kakac here.
I have LinkedIn.
You have LinkedIn.
That's
You know what? LinkedIn is really becoming popular. I know a lot of voice actors that are on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah, no, it's
so-
where it's a great community. I found a lot of fellow animators on it, friends and stuff, and found work through LinkedIn. So it's great. But
Yeah.
yeah, come back here.
Come back here every year. Well, man, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I love learning about animation.
Great questions
So
too.
thank you.
Great questions. I will have an answer about voice actor
You can
next
send-
year.
You can send it
Next
next
year.
year. Okay, to follow up from last year.